What's going on, fam? You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by Bowie TV's Baltimore Ravens beat reporter Carita Parks and Bowie TV's Washington Commanders beat reporter Candi Waller. It's our Beltway Battle USSS. Am I tripping? USSS and Bowie TV preview show. What's going on, ladies?
Hello. It's Friday.
Yes, pretty much.
You say it again?
TGIF.
I mean, good. Thank God it's Friday. You ain't playing. So how you all are busy? How y'all doing? It's been hectic. Y'all taking over the scene and everything.
Hey, Bowie TV.
Yeah.
All day, every day. We gonna have shirts soon.
We outside.
Make everybody get an I love Bowie TV shirt.
Oh, y'all getting that? Y'all getting that merch for real? Can I get one?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can get one. You heard it here first.
All right. Hey, I'm holding you to it. It's on Al Gore's internet. So all right.
Not Al Gore.
Yeah, for the youngins, yeah, Al Gore. Y'all don't get that, then
they gotta go do some research.
Some big time research. All right. All right, before we talk about this Beltway battle, let's knock out some logistics. Hey, you can check out our website, which is theurbansportscene.com. You can subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search The Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to The Urban Sports Scene and YouTube TV YouTube channels. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support the show. Also, these super chats will be prioritized in the YouTube chats within the comments. So if you deliver a super chat, we will make sure we prioritize those comments. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and also like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's get into business. All right. I'm starting tomorrow in the final preseason game. Before the regular season starts, the Commanders and Ravens squabble up. Before we get into the game, Carita, this is big news. We're going to start with the big guy, one of the best football players in all the land, Lamar Jackson. He in practice, someone stepped on his foot. What's the status of Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, so according to Coach Harbaugh, he had x-rays. The x-rays came out fine. They were just resting him. He did not practice yesterday, but they were resting him because you want to be careful with Lamar Jackson,
of course,
especially if he's okay. They said that his foot's probably a little sore, but other than that, they expect him to be out there. So, I mean, we'll see. Next week is a kind of a short week because you have roster cuts and you have practice squad announcement, and then they're off Thursday through the rest of the week. So we'll see if they even decide it's worth it to have him practice next week or not.
Wow. Like how is Ravens, nation handling that? I'm sure they were scared. I know they were shook. They had to be shook.
They were not handling it well at all because it was conflicting reports. Some reporters saw him flexing his wrist, which he may have been because he but then it was quickly cleaned up, and the team spokesperson cleared it up and said, hey, it's his foot. He's fine. But they were spiraling, especially waiting to see if he was practicing on Friday.
Well, hopefully everything is
Thursday.
Yeah. Hopefully everything's good with Lamar. That would be terrible to be hampered with an injury right before the season starts or something so flukish. So that would be so hopefully everything's all good. So, hey, Candi, let's go here. Obviously, folks have been waiting for this news, right? B-Rob finally traded to the San Francisco 49ers for a 6th round pick. Your thoughts on the trade and, B-Rob's tenure here in Washington?
I mean, listen, Brian Robinson Jr. took a bullet and he still showed up. Right, he still showed up, and so it has been a joy to cover Brian, get to know Brian, understanding that hey, when it's a new front office in a new regime, they do what they want to do, and they make decisions based on what they see what is best for their current culture and who they want to be going forward. So of course, you all know I wish him nothing but the best. I don't think, what my major concern is will it be the same conversation that it used to be around B-Rod and C-Rod when it comes to C-Rod and Bill. And so it's kind of like, it's going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out. But yep, we've been waiting for this news since Sunday. So it happened, and we wish, B-Rob nothing but the best in San Francisco.
What's your overall opinion of why he got traded? Do you feel like it's more, was it like, you think it's a fit thing, or was it more two sides just were like, you know what, maybe it's time to move on?
I mean, I think it might have been an organizational culture, fit. Based on what, just based on this organization and what is good for Brian and what is good for the team. You've heard me say many of times it wasn't just, a clear, sure, got beat out of your position sort of deal. It wasn't necessarily that. So it does definitely come down to overall fit. It was a tight room. I've been watching the running backs, talking to you all about how great that room is and how deep it was. And so, hey, if they were able to get something back for him, which they were, why not give it a shot in this business? The room is deep. So that's kind of how it rolls in business.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I wish B-Rob the best. I would actually just one thing before we move on. In terms of going into the Niners, how do you feel like he's going to, fit over there in San Francisco?
I think he'll be fine. I mean, I think he'll be good. I think there was a need there. I think there was a need for running back depth and running back opportunity for him. Brian is a hard runner. He can get up and go. He is healthy. I mean, he this is probably the best. This past training camp was probably the best I've seen him just look in terms of physicality, aggressiveness, running the ball. He's ready to go. So I think it is a good fit for him from an overall football perspective. And so it's not like he was set up to just fail. They didn't take him somewhere and be like, oh, his career is over, or he's only going to have to do it by himself. No, he's in a good spot. So hopefully the adjustment will be brief for him, and he'll be able to rock and roll.
Carita, in terms of like back to Lamar, like, and obviously, he's not taking snaps because they're trying to be careful. So how are folks like Cooper Rush looking in this situation? The snaps they're getting now, and how can that help them out with, since Lamar is, a little hampered? How can it help them out going into the season, knowing that, more work obviously gets an opportunity to sharpen their craft?
I mean, I think that they could use all the snaps they could get at this point, especially if there is a case where more likely Cooper Rush would have to step in. But I'm still not completely there yet on either back. I mean, just in practice on Thursday, it was a walkthrough. Yeah. There were 4 interceptions, 2 from Rush, 2 from Devin Leary. Wow. And they weren't even practicing hard. So I just am not completely convinced. Perhaps Cooper Rush, hopefully we don't have to see Cooper Rush this season. And I would say that about any backup quarterback.
Yeah, of course.
However, if we did have to see him at some point, it might be different, as we talked about the other day, when it's the starters, because you have Derrick Henry, you can rely more on the run game, but he's going to have to pass the ball. So the interceptions just can't continue to happen, in my opinion. And so far, he's thrown one every time.
Every time?
I mean, well, we're not just talking about, I'm talking about in the game.
Yeah, in preseason, he's throwing interceptions every time.
Yeah, in the game. Right. Yeah. Practice is hit or miss. I mean, he's definitely throwing them in practice too.
So let's go into when you practice too, he definitely is. So going into let's go from that point of view, because both teams have had like backup quarterback issues, like both teams. I've heard it on both sides. I've heard it from Candi, I've heard it from Carita. Like obviously, like that's a situation where they're going to need either it's going to be Lamar or JD5. They got to be out there because the backup situation doesn't look the best. But going into this season, I'm going to start with you, Carita. Going to the last preseason game, what do you want to see out of the backup quarterback play? What do you want to see?
Consistency.
Okay.
I want to see consistency. I don't want to see the turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is almost game time. This is the last preseason game. So, you know, Cooper Rush, he's played consistently enough. I mean, not as much in the first preseason game. Mm-hmm. Played the whole first half in the second preseason game. So I want to see him limit the turnovers in the third preseason game. And the same goes for Devin Leary.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna ask you the same thing, Candi. Like, what do you want? You know, obviously, we know Marcus is locked in as the backup quarterback for real, but it's the third quarterback situation. What do you want to see out of those individuals going into tomorrow? What do you want to see from these individuals tomorrow?
I mean, anything better than what I've seen so far. It's not. I mean, in practice, it doesn't look that bad. But I mean, what difference does that make? Right. So if it's not in the game, I think I've probably been more surprised by Sam Hartman than anything, just being really honest, because this is his second year in this program, in this system. And so I've been really surprised by how when the lights are on and it's game time, I'm like, this is just bad. It's like no in between. Mm-hmm. It's just, you know what you get in JD5 and even to some degree from Marcus, but we haven't seen him in game, of course, in the preseason. But then when it gets to Sam Hartman, it's like, my goodness. And then Josh Johnson, I mean, he's, you know, kind of the journeyman of the league and he's a veteran, but I still give him a little bit of grace because it's his first year in this system. Mm-hmm. So there is a real QB3 battle going on here. You remember last year, the Commanders carried 3 quarterbacks and then had Sam Hartman on the practice squad. I did look up Jeff Driscoll. I'm pretty sure he's still available, but not sure what happened there, to be honest with you. I didn't pay attention. I was like, that's a group that I don't have to pay attention to. So it has to look better than it has in the first 2 preseason games because it can't look worse. So that's probably all I have to say on a Friday evening.
We got some questions. Let me read off some questions real quick. Paul has a question for you, Candi. He says, "Why are certain media members taking up for Luke McCaffrey? I appreciate you your reporting for real."
I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen. He does when he's made a catch or something has happened, I say it. I tell it. I take my camp notes. I hope you all are watching and listening to my camp notes and my observations. I share it with everybody. So I'm just going to tell you what happened. I think there's still opportunity there. If he's not, I mean, that room is up for grabs to a degree, right? It's kind of like, hopefully, you know, Terry's out there, Noah is back healthy, Debo is Jalen, and then who else? Is really what it comes down to. So you can't necessarily completely write off Luke as though he doesn't have a chance at all, because I mean, there's still opportunities there, to be honest. So, I mean, it's the game time. And it then becomes the debate of, if you go back and look at the film, was he open? Was the play not called for him? What happened there? So, which is a bit more in terms of the evaluation process, but it's not like he's completely out of there's just no way he's making the 53. I don't think it's that, because there's spots available.
Yeah,
that's my only question, answer to that.
I think he's making a team. Paul got questions for you, Carita. He says, Carita, I'm a CU fan and I'm a Colorado fan. And will Webster make the roster? If not, he can come up 95. Wester.
Definitely think LeJohntay Wester will make the roster. They drafted him for his special teams ability. And he's delivered on that end. He struggled in the second preseason game, getting separation on the receiving end, but he's delivered as a special teams player. So there's no doubt in my mind that he'll make the roster solely for that.
Okay. Candi, you guys, there's a question from my man John. What's good, John? He says, I hear the report that Mariota's problem is an Achilles tendon.
Yeah, Yep, that's what he shared with us yesterday. Actually, I was not over there in his scrum when he did share that. But yes, that is what he shared publicly of what his challenge is. He is back at practice, but he did not participate in 11-on-11s. He did not participate in those team drills. So, yep, that is true per Marcus himself. Again, back at practice, but not participating in team drills, not as we saw on yesterday.
Okay. All right. Speaking of Candi, speaking of an individual who's been hurt, and I kind of want to see him on the field, is Jordan McGee, linebacker for the Washington Commanders. Will we see him on Saturday, tomorrow?
I don't think so, but I could honestly, I have no idea. Jordan wanted to play on Monday.
Okay.
I do know that for a fact from what he shared with me, but of course, Coach Quinn said no, he's not playing. So we'll see if he gets any reps tomorrow. Coach Quinn did not go through the list of who was going to be available and who was not, because I think they were still, trying to work through some things on their end. And of course, all of the, things around Brian and everything. So he did not share at all who was playing and who was not. It'd be good. I mean, I'm sure he wants to, but no guarantees there either way. It would be nice though.
I know. I need to see that guy. I said, yeah, sorry. That's a McGee. It's Muggy. I'm right. I said Mac. I'm sorry. It's a Muggy. Sorry. I apologize. Don't fry me, man. Yeah. It's a Friday. John, don't try to fry me, John. Come on. I thought we were friends. We're buddies. Come on. Let's not do that. All right. So, Carita, I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna get into the game. I actually want to talk about this game. And what this game represents for a lot of individuals, an opportunity to make a ball club. So, which position battle are you going to be looking at for the Ravens real closely? These young dudes.
Offensive line is still something to watch. I mean, Coach Harbaugh said he feels pretty good about who the starters are, but they have to determine who some of the backups are going to be. So there's still spots up for grabs there. I mean, Corey Bullock, he's made a case for making the team, but there's just only so many spots, right? Coach Harbaugh said there's 10 offensive linemen that are good enough to make it, but he could probably only carry 9. And that could change if someone, really blows his mind. But there's a couple guys on the outside looking in there on the offensive line. I would also say just even the DBs, there's been some injuries, but there's a couple undrafted rookies that are probably fighting for spots. Keon Martin's one of them. Ruben Lowry's made a strong case to make the 53-man roster. So he's a guy that we might see something out of in this game as well, which we did last game too. So I think those are two. And even just the inside linebacker as well, because there's Roquan Smith, but then you have Trenton Simpson. I wouldn't say it's a battle, but there, once again, not as many spots available. So you got Trenton Simpson, then you got Teddy Buchanan, who they drafted. But is there anyone behind those three that could give them a run for their money? So,
yeah, hold on. Hey, Mike, I'm gonna fry you, bro, for this one. Yeah, you know what? It's a Friday, dude. I'm gonna be good. It's a Friday. Yeah. So. All right, so I'm speaking of I'm glad he mentioned Nigerian. I gotta think of my Nigerian buddy. David
Ojabo.
Ojabo, thank you for correcting me. I appreciate it. It's a Friday. I'm trying to get over my life right now. David Ojabo. So how is he looking? What is his situation right now? We talked about in the past that he's played in games for a long period of time, which is really not the best sign in preseason at times. But where is his positioning lie right now? Is he?
I don't feel like it's as in danger as it was because of the injury to Adisa Isaac. That probably could be what saved his job, if we're going to be honest, because Adisa Isaac is going to be out. I mean, we don't know how long, but it's going to be a significant amount of time. He's having surgery on his elbow, so that kind of opens up a spot. I still feel like David Ojabo is a guy who needs to show and prove because he was on the bubble before that. But more than likely, because of that injury, he probably will make the roster.
Good. I'm happy. That makes me happy. That's what's a warm feeling in my heart.
You don't get too happy now until the roster come out.
All right. So, why you gotta do that though? Like, why we were good. We were good. Question for you from Barbershop Sports Talk. What's going on, fellas? Man, I appreciate y'all. Said I always mess this name up, so you already know, Carita.
Falalele.
Thank you. In my opinion, Falalele is better than Cleveland in that guard spot. Do you agree?
I do agree. And I mean, if we just look at what the Ravens, when it comes to Ben Cleveland, the Ravens have been pretty consistent in not feeling that he is a starter. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's been consistent. And they've been consistent in their belief in Daniel Falalele. There's not many other options to take his place. So I think, it just is what it is. He gets a lot of criticism. And I think it's more about technique, and he's a little raw, and they know that. But they're not looking to move away from him as the starter. And Coach Harbaugh pretty much confirmed that without saying names by saying that he was good with his starting five on the offensive line.
A question from Big Magic. It says, Carita, do you think Braden makes the team?
That is someone who I feel like has to play well in this third preseason game. He's a guy who, truth be told, like Ruben Lowry and Sanusi Kane have kind of outplayed him this training camp. So he's a guy who does need to play well. He is on special teams, and special teams can sometimes be the role that saves a job. So he could be on the roster because of his special teams ability, but he is someone, in my opinion, that's on the fence at this point.
Okay. All right. So question for you, Candi. We got a bunch of questions. I'm trying to manage it. From John. John says, all right, speaking of undrafted rookies, how much can we expect to see Brooks, and how good is his shot to making the squad?
I think wide receivers got, in my opinion, 2 slots open at the least, right? Because again, let's say, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Noah Brown, Jalen Lane. Then
there you go.
Then it's open. So absolutely he does. Of course there is still KJ Osborne, Michael Gallup, Ja'Cory Brooks, Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore. I think he was dealing with the injury, but he's back.
Okay.
And he was practicing. So I mean, hey, it is why, Tay Martin, there's others. That is a wide open spot. There's still spots there. So we'll see what happens. He absolutely has a shot at making the squad for sure.
All right, so it's the same question. What for the Commanders? What positions are you going to be looking at other than you just mentioned wide receiver, but other than wide receiver, what positions are you going to be looking at in terms of a battle to really make this squad?
I'm still looking at interior defensive line, and I'm looking at the D line, offensive line as well. That the Commanders have added there, but definitely my eyes on the defensive line and that interior piece there. Safety. As well. You all have noticed that Jeremy Reeves has been playing a lot. I know earlier in OTAs, Coach Witt Jr. was saying they know that Jeremy Reeves is their special teams ace, but they have to find a way to incorporate him more into the defense. I think that may impact the roster a bit in terms of who makes it on the team in that role. And they definitely added a couple of free agents as well to that role to kind of just beef up the competition there and see what's up, what's really going on there. Tight end. This may be surprising to some people, but I've shared this. I said, I feel like in game,
yeah,
Cole Turner has made more plays in game
than
I've seen, from Ben Sinnott. Right. And so I'm just still kind of watching that. We know Colson Yankoff is huge on special teams, and they've incorporated him into the mix as well. But it'll just be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how that happens. But I think those are probably the type, groups that I'm going to be looking at. As Carita mentioned, sometimes, that special teams, that versatility, if you are able to make an impact on special teams, that's what I tell people in my segment, use your clues, look at who's playing special teams and say, are they making an impact as well on their position group? If so, they have a very, very good chance of making the 53. definitely practice squad. But if they can, they'll make the 53.
My man Mike got a question for you, Candi. He says, Candi, will Hartman be the third quarterback or practice squad because Josh definitely outplayed him? Clearly.
Or not at all. I'm not certain on that one. I'm just gonna be honest.
He's back at quarterbacks.
Be gone. He might just be on exit. So we'll have to see. I mean, maybe practice squad, yes. I think they're giving him every opportunity.
You did say that.
To be. I mean, we know how close he and Jaden are. Again, it's his second year in this system. So they're giving him it's his job to lose. So we'll see. I think that's kind of like, hey, Sam, take it. But he hasn't taken it yet. So
Carita, do we expect to see Starks and Green play in this last preseason game?
I think so. I think we'll see them, yes. They've in the first 2 preseason games. I haven't heard anything about anything changing in regards to who is playing this game compared to playing last game. It's 100% known the starters will not play.
Got you. Candi, I'm asking you a similar question. Are we expected to see Trey Amos play, or he's out because of what he had, his hamstring?
I mean, he's been practicing this week, so it'll be interesting to see because at New England joint practice, coach said that preseason game 1 and game 3 will be similar in terms of plays. And we know that Trey Amos did play briefly in preseason game 1, but he did not play at all on Monday due to the hamstring tightness. So it will be interesting to see if he does get in there tomorrow. He may not.
Yeah, it's been interesting because he's the starter, and he's dealing with the hamstring. I don't know if the game's worth him playing. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it's worth it. But so who needs for you, like overall, individually speaking? I'm gonna start with you, Candi. Who needs a good showing for the Commanders? Which player needs it at the worst way? I'm not even talking about in terms of making the team or not. Who needs a good showing in the worst way?
Tyler Owens.
Okay.
And I've been talking about Tyler Owens a lot because he was the undrafted rookie last year that was just wowing on every single rep in practice and in every single preseason game. In practice, yes, not as much here recently. In game, not so much. A couple of good hits here and there, but he was one of those people, like you have heard me say, I'm watching until you make me look. And then once you make me look, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? And that could be good or bad. Last year was very, very good. He made the team, right? As well as Colson Yanko. So it becomes which one of the players who might be flying under the radar. I don't think I think we pretty much talked about all of them though. But he is the one. I'm going to also keep bringing up Kaz Allen. I feel like they just want him to be the returner behind Jalen Lake. Like, here, take it. It's someone else. So they're like, here, have this position, have this slot on our active roster, and it's just not taking it.
Yeah, it ain't working. I ain't gonna lie to you. It really ain't working out. And I root for that kid. He just hasn't really did what I thought he was gonna do with that position. Carita, same question for you. So which player, and it doesn't matter if it's not about being on the chopping block or whatnot, but who just needs it?
I think this is gonna go back to Bo Braid for me because he's a guy who made the team last year. And like I said, this year it's been a little bit tougher with some guys outplaying him. And I just think he needs to show hey, I still matter. And he had a good practice this week as well. And he's had some good practices. I think he just needs to show hey, I'm still here because nothing's guaranteed. And when someone asked Coach Harbaugh about Bo Braid, Coach Harbaugh was like, yeah, that's a guy he's someone we're gonna have to make a decision about. You know what I mean? And so for that to be on public record, so to speak, you need to come out and show all right, let's make this decision that I'm going to be on the roster. So I would say Bo Braid and just David Ajabo, not because of him or the possibilities of him being on the bubble, but just because the fan base is just so hard on him. I posted a video of him and Mike Green having a little good time at practice, and it was like, Jabo need to worry about me making the team, and Jabo this, so he just needs to prove to fans that, look, I belong here. and that's what it is.
Nasty word. Just hating on a Nigerian. Just nasty word. It's just nasty. Disgusting word. Where we come as a country. It's just terrible, man. Just terrible. Yeah, I do. I hope he plays, and I hope he has a really good game. I think he's a guy that I'm a Michigan fan too, and I saw what the potential we had in college, and I feel so bad for him because of that Achilles injury. Like really, kind of obviously set his career back.
Injuries are hard to bounce back from.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. Big Magic said if Braid makes plays, Keaton Mitchell each week he will make the team. I don't get that. Sorry.
I don't understand that one either.
Yeah, my bad. I'm tripping, man. Hey, Big Magic, put something else out there, and I'll read it off. Paul, David, come up 95. You want everybody to come up 95, bro. Sheesh. You want everybody to come up 95. I see you. All right, so I'm Carita, who's the X factor for you in this game?
I mean, that's a hard one because I feel like it's like this is the game where it's your last opportunity to show what you got. So it could really be anybody. Mm-hmm. You know, I like what Ruben Lowry's been doing. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like it's very possible to see him carry that over to this last game. Okay. But then, you know, when I'm listening to Candi talk about the quarterbacks, I'm like, well, shoot, maybe Mike Green might have a good game, you know? Mm-hmm. So he could be an X factor. I
mean, it could be the cornerbacks for real. I ain't gonna hold you. The way they be doing things.
That's one of the corners.
Yeah.
I just really feel like anybody on that defense could be an X factor, if we're being honest.
Hey, you know what? Hey, maybe Trey Candi, maybe Trey should play. Carita said Russ throwing picks every which way.
I mean, he didn't play it now. He didn't play Monday, and that would have been a day he would have played. He would have absolutely played on Monday, and he didn't.
Now, if Troy Amos get an interception,
Hey, Paul has a question about one of my favorite positions on the Ravens squad. He says, Carita, do the Ravens have a young kicker? You can answer.
Yeah. Tyler Loop. There's a learning curve still. Mm-hmm. And I talked about this the other day, how the special teams coach kind of walked us through all of the changes that happen when you transition from college to NFL, and just how you have to change how you kick, where you kick the ball, just like all of these, all about technique, right? Mm-hmm. But he's been probably about 85% accurate in general. Mm-hmm. So I think, you know, we can expect probably some misses here and there until he kind of gets it. But I see the potential, and I don't think that they're as in danger from a kicking standpoint as everybody might have thought before they got a better look at Luke.
Yeah, I think he's nice. I was impressed with what I saw with him against the Cowboys. I think he's going to be a really good kicker. To be honest with you, I think he has all the tools. Speaking of kicker, Candi, Gay, how confident are you? How confident are you on our kicker, Matt Gay?
I ain't sound right. He's all right. That's all I have to say. I mean, he had a good week. He had a good week. All I know, and so you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Okay, so how important is this last game for him, especially for fans?
He's gotta make his field goals. If he's out there, he's gonna have to make it. You know, and it's unfortunate, right? Because ever since New England, it's like, oh, here we go. but it's because they did not bring in any competition. That's their guy. That is their guy. So hopefully, you know, in Matt Gay, you know, everybody has to trust.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I don't like the way you say. You ain't saying it right. You ain't saying it with giving you a load of confidence. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He had a good week in practice.
Okay.
What would happen? Well, no, last year it was always bad. So it's not always bad this year. It's not always bad. And they've taken a special emphasis on teams, and he and Tressway and Tyler, they're all working very hard. I see them over there working hard. I'm like, yeah, they trying to get this down. So they're They mean it. So
you know what? You know how you sound. You sound like me when I don't want to like say something real mean. I'm like, yo, this person's a nice person. I always use that terminology. When they're not good, I'm like, they're real nice because I gotta fall on something positive.
I will continue to say, like I did in New England, please don't do this. Whatever you do, please don't do this. I had taken my eyes off you for 5 minutes, and here you go.
Oh man, that's hilarious. What's that? What? I have the Harus Taurus said, Carita, is there anyone you're looking to step up this final game for the Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, I think I answered that question with
you did.
But you know, hoping to see more from Bo Braid, David Ajabo. I feel like Malachi Starks has had a good camp and games, but it would be good to see him maybe get an interception or something this last game. So Malachi Starks, rookie, your rookie, in strong. There's so many people that could step up. I mean, and I'm not saying that we've seen over the preseason, there's not just been one guy. I mean, it's been somebody different every game. I think Tez Walker might have another big game.
He's balling. He was balling.
I think Webster may bounce back. He seems like the type of guy who, he's hungry, so he can bounce back. So I mean, that's a lot of people, but
yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm always rooting for my man Jabo. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Paul says, Candi, is he missing 35-yard and in? Talking about he's not okay. No. So it's okay. There you go, Paul. It's not that bad. Barbershop.
Said, you might be. I don't know. But
so I might have missed it earlier. But Candi, who will be running back 1 for the Commanders? Now we didn't really answer that question. We didn't answer that question. We didn't.
I'm gonna assume it's Bill at this point. Okay. Like I'm gonna assume it's Bill. I mean, I think it's Bill, Austin Eckler. I mean, they might go with 4 running backs, right? Because they're still very complimentary of Austin. Jeremy McNichols is a name that nobody should forget, please. Yeah. Austin, Jeremy McNichols, Bill, and Chris Rodriguez. Bill is who they drafted, so I'm just going to assume it's Bill. Bill is still in the no contact black.
Okay.
I think that was still precautionary, right? I mean, last week when we asked Coach about it, he said that was more him than anything, just being cautious. So he was wearing it again. So I was like, okay, they're just protecting.
So he's not hurt at all? He's not hurt at all?
He had a shoulder thing.
Oh, he had a shoulder thing. Okay.
But, I mean,
so
protecting the assets there.
So shit, if he's a starter, do we expect him to play in the final preseason game?
No. I mean, he played preseason game 1 and 2. I wouldn't expect him to, but that doesn't mean he won't.
So if he does, this is the follow up. If he does play, do you expect him to be the starter then? If he does play,
here was what was interesting in Coach's after game press conference on Monday night. He said that they planned to feature more of Chris Rodriguez and Bill.
Got you. Okay.
So that could easily lead me to believe, or anyone to believe, then, okay, maybe you feature more of Austin and Jeremy in this one. I don't know. But he said the plan was to feature more of them. Maybe that was to determine who is RB1.
Oh, competition. Gotcha.
It's hard to tell because the offensive line is so improved. When I went back and I watched the game, I'm like, that offensive line did their thing. Now, let's be clear. Now, to be fair, the Bengals defense is not good.
Agreed. I was saying the same thing.
They are not good. No way. And so, no way. They're not good at all. But not right now. Not on Monday. Not sure. Who knows what they look like during the season. But that was the plan, to feature them. Offensive line absolutely did their thing. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with running backs tomorrow.
Am I going to ask like 80 of your questions? Why you get mad if I miss one? See, ungrateful. Ungrateful jokers, man. I didn't ask like I'll ask like most of your questions. If I miss one, they'll come back and try to like chastise me about missing a question. I ain't got like a bunch of your questions. I tell you, folks, this joint I be wilding, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I be wilding. All right, so I wonder what's the like. I'm gonna start with you, Candi. What's exciting about like covering a game like this? I know it's preseason, and you did it last year, which was I think was dope. But what excites you about like covering like the Beltway battle type thing? I mean, I know you get to see your buddy, Carita. You know what I'm saying? That's always dope. But still, like, what excites you about like covering this type of matchup?
Yeah, I mean, yes, Bowie TV will be on 1,000.
Exactly.
I mean,
I feel you. I know what it is.
Always an opportunity, like, oh, we got them both.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I
so
know
that's
that's
always a dope opportunity for the organization. Yes, and I get to see Carita, Darrell will be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Be able to do both. I don't think, I mean, maybe I did, but it's just the reality that, and I see comments all the time that talk, and it came up last year, right? Like the potential that these two teams could be Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, what? Like, is that possible? It actually is possible. You never think about those things. But the fact that, and they're not playing tomorrow and it's preseason, but it's like watching young guys develop is always my jam anyway.
Yeah,
I like to see who makes the roster, who makes that last impression to be like, you got to have these guys on the team. And then it's the opportunity that, Bowie TV has to cover them. So, I'm a preseason nerd. A lot of people don't like the preseason, but, I love it just like any other time because it's football and people are playing for jobs. And if not the team that they're on, there's 31 other teams that are looking, so I think it's always exciting. It's fun. And then it's just the overall notion that, I couldn't say this even last year this time, but now there's two really good teams in this area. Before it was only one.
True.
Now there's two, and there's some good football that people are going to be able to see, in Baltimore or for right now in Landover. So you can't go wrong in this area now from a football perspective.
All right, Carita, same question.
I don't know if I could say much more than that.
Look at you. I know, right?
No, but seriously, like it is good when the Bowie TV team can be together, like with Darrell and Candi, because we do cover the two football teams in this area. And so I think it's always good for fans and just everyone to see us like what we're doing, like we're doing big things. So there's that. I used to cover the Commanders, so it's always nice to come back and see all my old media friends. So I love that. Or just when, both teams play together, that's always like really great. And then from a standpoint of the, the football game, it's just, it's just nice when the Ravens and Commanders can come together. They don't play often. I mean, I feel like they played more often recently than most times. So to be so close, that doesn't happen very often. So it's always good to see the fans from both fan bases having the opportunity to come together. And like Candi said, there are now two really good football teams playing each other. It is the preseason, so it'll be a little different, but it's just always a vibe, Battle of the Beltway. So looking forward to that. And then just who's going to stand out. I mean, we've talked about it all week on the Ravens side, that these guys are fighting for their football lives. Has really been like what's been said all week. So just to see who's going to make that last impression.
Yeah, I agree. And also, and I'm gonna throw this out there. It's always good to see like two sisters like kind of like doing it in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's dope, man. That's dope, man.
I don't think enough people understand that there are Black women that are on site with teams. We do not. And this is no shit. There's levels to this. And Carita and I have had this conversation. Well, you and I have had this conversation. Like there's game day coverage and then there's on-site coverage.
Facts.
We are on site with these teams inside the building, building relationships. We know what's happening inside those doors. We do not watch on TV. We do not watch only on game day in the press room, in the press box in these stadiums. We got Black Girl Magic in the Washington metropolitan area and including, Baltimore, because people try to get on me. That's not part of DMV. I don't want to have this conversation. And I was just like, okay, whatever.
No comment.
But no time, it'll be like a whole, like, whatever. But it's like, it's real. It is real. And oftentimes we don't understand and know. We see Black women now a lot in sports. We do. And I'm not, on sidelines, in studio, but in terms of in the locker room every day with practice and game analysis, this area is blessed to have Black women on site reporting on these teams.
That's awesome.
And I don't mind being very open and loud and confident about that. Like, we don't have to hide. We're in there. Just like everybody, just like, the other major outlets in this area. So certainly subscribe to Bowie TV. Follow Carita on X and on her page. Follow myself, because we're in there. And if you're listening to the press conferences, you know that we are. That's what I tell people all the time. I can tell who's listening to practice press conferences and who's not, because if you don't know Candi Waller and Carita Parks by now in this area, you're not doing your due diligence in listening to practice press conferences where the relationships are really being built.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it with yourself, Candi. Obviously, like, how I always tell you, like, how Coach Quinn, you could tell he has an affection for you. And in Carita, I saw Coach Harbaugh talking about hurricanes. And old boy was like, yeah, he pointing at you like, okay. He looked right at you when he was talking about the weather. He looked right at you. I was like, okay. Like, so you could, and that's like building relationships. I think it's dope. I do.
And I think something that needs to be understood is this is a grind. Like, me and Candi are on the road probably 2 hours one way. Both of us. Ashburn is not close. Owings Mills is not close. This is a grind, and we are going out there on a daily basis and building those relationships. We don't have those relationships just because we are there. Yes, that helps, but it's how we are interacting and how we are dealing with these players that we talk to on a daily basis, the coaches, all of that. It is a grind. And I just want it to be clear that we are doing the work.
Amen to that. Oftentimes by ourselves. Darrell comes in and he holds it down for certain, but Carita is for sure getting all that content by herself.
Man, I told her the other day,
like, she is, and I don't mind she is. We're gonna try to talk about that. If anybody from Ravens PR is watching,
I ain't gonna lie. I told her the other day, I was like, I know you working, Joe. I know. You making that hype too? I'm like, I know.
I'd be like, I'm not getting it. I'm over here talking to people. Carita would be like, I'm over here conversing.
No, I didn't.
My camera, my phone ain't even out. I missed all of that.
Oh man, Mike, I'm gonna read your question now. All right, Mike. I want to hear that. I ain't read your question. Saying it was only one question I read. It is what it is. All right. Say, well, can you? No, wrong one. Sorry, bro. See, I tried. I thought I found it. Bro. Oh, here you go. I got it. He said, Candi, all caps too. Damn, you angry at me, bro? Like, Jacob Martin is a chance to make the team, doesn't he? He was a beast playing again against the Bengals
and against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like he yes, to answer your question, yes. Quietly has had an excellent camp and has been excellent in games. That's what you want to see when the game energy matches what you see in practice. Like, yeah, there it is. And so, yes, absolutely, he has an opportunity to make the team. I think he's showing up and he's bought into the Commander standard. So, yep.
Okay, hey Mike, I'm gonna answer this question for you. The backup running back for the Ravens is Hill, so that's easy. I can answer that. I don't gotta even waste time on that, bro.
Oh yeah.
Justice Hill. We don't waste. But then he has a question for here's a question for both of y'all from Paul. Said Carita and Candi, do y'all have friendly wages on these teams playing?
No, I always be like Bowie TV wins. That's all I always be like Bowie TV wins.
That's the funny thing. We haven't talked at all about who might win the game, who might not. Like,
I miss a preseason game. We better not be talking about who can win this game.
No.
I don't even think last year we was like,
we barely talked about that last year.
I think you asked us for a score prediction. That was the
that's
right.
Oh, he's right. Yeah, Coach Lynn loves Candi too. That's true. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Coach, yeah, that's true. See, here you go. I would vote for Candi for DC Sports Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
You know what? Sorry, I apologize. I always gotta do this. She in the building. Mama Waller, what's up? Yeah. Mama Waller. Hey, Mom. Where you been at, Mama Waller? We had it's like 50 minutes in. Come on.
As long as she make her presence known. Okay?
Facts.
Yes.
Facts. I'm like, we 50 minutes in, Mama Waller. Like, you know, I'm used to you being here. Like, if you're gonna be like 15 minutes in the game, I'm like, oh, she coming. She coming. Hey.
Too funny. Hey, Mom. Yes.
Hey. All right. So, we about to end it too. I let you, but you did walk in at a good. We about to end it. But before we end this stream, and again, I appreciate y'all for doing this. This is dope. Again, absolutely. I think it's a great opportunity to have for Bowie TV to have both of y'all at these games. Especially when we get this Beltway battle, I think it's dope. You know what I mean? And just it's basically you getting around the clock, you know what I'm saying, news from you all. So that's great, especially in this region. But let me ask this one question. Are we gonna get like a stand-up between you two tomorrow? I mean, that's what the streets want to know. The streets want to know. I'm talking for the streets.
We said we were going to do that.
Yes, I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What last question you got, Paul? You said one last question. Hurry up, man. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten, bro. So hurry up. I'm giving you time, Paul.
And then we sitting here waiting, like
I'm waiting, bro. Like, look, bro, I'm on Dame time. It's like Dame time, Brody. We on Dame time.
So funny.
Like, oh man, you know what? All right, hold on. I said, Wole, you always putting together great content with. Oh, thank you, man, for the people. Look, I don't do it. The people do it. Like, it's the people. Like, I just know great people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Ray used to be on the beat too, y'all. He used to be on the beat too, and then he never came back.
Yeah. I like the streets better. Hold on, Carita. Hey, Carita, Candi, who is your X factor for both teams? Go. All right, for both teams, not in general.
Is that preseason?
I think he's saying in general for the upcoming season. So I'll start with you. I'll start with you, Candi.
I don't want to take Carita's answer, but I was gonna be like, I feel like the answer is easy. It's the quarterbacks.
Okay. He bought what with the unknown player? Somebody like nobody going like,
Jaden and Lamar. Because listen, all I saw in Carita's post yesterday, all I saw was like no lie. I didn't even think fast enough to text her to be like, Lord, what happened to Lamar? Jesus, I'm about to get on my knees and start praying on the Ashburn field because this is ridiculous. And I was just all I saw was Coach Harbaugh praying for Lamar Jackson, and I just was gonna throw my phone up in the air. Like, this is just ridiculous. What's happening? So
I will say, I think that even though that was just like a comfortable moment is what it ended up being, that moment just made it so clear how important Lamar is to that team. I mean, like the vibe changed, you know what I mean? Like it was just different. So I'm glad everything's okay. But yeah, I was like, bubble wrap Lamar, bubble wrap the man. Do whatever you gotta do.
I know you're right. Lamar is very valuable. I mean, these quarterbacks are very valuable. Like,
if there were like maybe some backup quarterbacks out there, I would say Devin Leary might be on the chopping block, but I don't know that there's really that many options.
Like good one. I mean, you can always try to get trying to make a trade for Jameis Winston. He out here, my man. My man he's a national treasure, man. He's a national treasure. I want him in DC. I won't even lie. That man's a national treasure. He probably be. He's a national. Hey, yo, I'm Mike. I'm gonna hurt you.
That is so funny.
I know your comment. I know you keep bringing that. Man, you know what? I'm trying to look, man. You're gonna bring my petty back.
To have a successful season.
Yeah, give me one.
I don't know if it's an X factor because it's not someone unknown. But I think Keaton Mitchell, he's back, and
yeah,
I mean the having Derek, Justice, and Keaton all healthy. I mean, what that running back room can do now is going to be pretty dynamic if everyone can stay healthy.
What about D-Hop? Yes, what about D-Hop?
I mean, yeah. But I do think he's gonna have. The only reason I guess I didn't say he's an X factor is because I don't know, he's D-Hop. He go, But yeah, I think he'll have a good season, and I think that he's a good addition to Rashad and Zay. But where he, in my opinion, is going to make the biggest difference is those contested catches. I mean, he can get those balls that might be a little off. Like I've seen it in practice. He can catch it.
He catch. I mean, D-Hop is
TV wins.
Yeah, exactly. Always wins. There you go. Exactly. Paul said Bateman, and for the Commanders, Lattimore
as an X factor.
Yeah, I like Bateman. You already know I like Bateman.
Have a successful season. I don't know if it's much of an X factor now because I think now the expectation from last season is that he's going to have a good season.
Got you.
That's how I look at it.
I got you.
I think he was the X factor last year because he was battling those injuries and you just didn't know. And it was kind of like, well, if he can be a factor. But this year I expect him to have a good season.
Oh, I actually got one for the Ravens. What about I haven't heard obviously how the season ended. Well, Mark Andrews, what's the I feel like
Mark Andrews, that was a bad experience in the playoffs. But Mark Andrews has consistently been Lamar's go-to, But I will say this. Yeah. He definitely has a chip on his shoulder.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's like he'll catch the ball and still keep running. It's like, Mark, you ain't got to keep running. Stop right there. Like in practice, you can literally, you catch the ball, you can stop right there. It wasn't red zone drills, And he will keep sprinting. So it's very clear that he is got something on his mind going.
Yeah. And Candi, what about Cosme? The talk, coming back from injury, folks are now saying he about to be outside.
I think just pick anybody on the offensive line as the X factor because if y'all learned anything on Monday night, it's two things, right? Jaden is not gonna slide.
Oh yeah, I know. That made me crazy.
He gonna slide if he get in a jam. If he see a jam coming, he gonna slide then. But he is just wired. I want to score. So if he misses out on his options or misses something, he gonna run. So you want him to not run as much as he did last year. That's why they beat up the offensive line in the way that they did. So pick anybody from the offensive line, and I think that's the X factor for the Commanders this season.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, well let's wrap this up. So I'm gonna start with you, Candi. How can folks catch your social? And we already know we got the Bowie TV fam here anyway, so we already know what you're gonna do. What you all gonna say, but still, how can folks catch you on
Bowie TV? Subscribe on YouTube and TV. If you're in Prince George's County, Comcast channels 190 and 1097. And then you can find me in Bowie TV on Facebook, Bowie TV Sports, IG, and X. Then myself at CWall SE. You can Candi Waller on Facebook, CEO CWall on IG.
Carita, time to plug.
Bowie TV Sports, Candi said it all. So make sure you subscribe, follow all those good things. And then me personally, you can catch all my work at Carita C. Parks up there on the screen. So make sure you subscribe and follow all of us in Bowie TV Sports.
There you go. All right, man. Well, this has been a dope show. I'm glad to have these two ladies on the show. It's awesome. It's good work. They do great work. Oh, okay. That's what y'all support. That's what I'm talking about. Keep supporting them, man. Keep supporting them. Yeah. Good luck. Oh, yeah, good luck for your Jaguar.
Oh, Paul, I can't believe you remember that. Thank you.
Hey, man. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, man, I appreciate everybody for pulling up, tuning in. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene by Aegis, Yetic, Deuces. We are out. Peace.
To the swag.